Hi YouTube, my name's Ashley. This is my first video. I've never uploaded anything before, and it's a new webcam, so you'll have to forgive me. Might make some mistakes along the way, and also I do apologise if the sound quality is not very good or if it seems quite quiet. It's got an inbuilt microphone, so I'm sure I can rectify it at some point down the line. But I wanted to talk to you today about a new product I found online. For mixing my own e-liquids. Normally, what I'll do if I'm going to buy something online is have a look for a review or a video or see what other people have got to say about it before I actually buy it. Unfortunately, I couldn't find any videos or any real reviews on this product whatsoever. So I thought I'll get it anyway, and I'll see what it does, see if it works, and then let you guys know about it. Now, it's called MTS Vape Wizard. I got it from liberty-flights.co.uk, or if you're in America, then you can go to liberty-flights.com. And what it is, you make up your fluids as normal, and you add this stuff to your mix at 1%. Now, what I did, I'll just give you a quick rundown so you understand what I do. I make up a 30ml bottle at a time because this lasts me about a week to a week and a half. And what I will do with that, I get concentrated nicotine fluid. I make about an 18mg strength mix up. So I use 9ml of nicotine fluid. I use 14ml of BP grade vegetable glycerin, and normally I prefer to smoke the menthol flavours. So I use the Decadent Vapor menthol, which I do tend to find is the strongest one that's out there really. I haven't really found that many places that will sell concentrated menthol flavouring, but the Decadent Vapor one is quite good. It's extremely strong, and you certainly don't need to use as much of it as you would other flavours. For example, if I use something like watermelon or red energy or something like that. So what I'll do, I'll use 4 millilitres of this, and I'll also use I put this flavour in it. It's called Ultimate Maxtra, again, which I get from Liberty Flights. Now it's kind of a sweet caramelly flavour. It's got probably with a hint of vanilla in it, but it matches the menthol quite well, and it dulls down that quite harsh, straight up menthol flavour on the back of your throat, which is quite nice. And I put about 3ml of that in there as well, so that puts you up to about 30ml. And then also this is MTS Vape Wizard. Sorry, I don't know if you can see that there. MTS Vape Wizard. Now, you're supposed to put this into your mix, they say at 1%, so what I will do, I work out, there's about 600 drops in a 30ml bottle, so if you use it at 1%, then you're only supposed to put 6 drops of this stuff in. Now, it comes in a 5ml bottle, so 6 drops every time you make a 30ml bottle up is not really going to run out for a long time. I reckon you probably get about 14 or 15 bottles out of this, and to be fair, what it's supposed to do, it sweetens up your mix just a little bit, which is good with that particular menthol flavouring, but it also helps aid in vapour production. Now, when I read this on the site, I was a bit dubious about it, because there's a couple of other people on there that say, look, I don't know how it works, but it does work. And I've got to say, I completely agree with them. Scientifically, I do not know any reason why this should work, especially in such small quantities, but it really, really does work. So what I did, I put 7 droplets in. I thought one more for good luck, but 7, 8 droplets a time. You won't need any more than that, and it just takes that bitterness out of the flavour. So I think it cost me, I think from memory, it was about £4. So you buy one bottle and it'll last you for ages. So it's certainly a bargain, and I'd definitely recommend getting some. What I'm going to do, normally the mix I told you about before, the Vape Wizard, is the stuff I make up all the time. So it's a tried and tested flavour for me, that's how I like it. So unfortunately I don't have any of it without the MTS Vape Wizard, so I can't really show you a comparison between the two, but I can guarantee you, I think this probably helps kick off vapour production with about 10 to 15%. Something around there anyway. It's not really an exact science, because I'm just monitoring how much is I'm actually breathing out, rather than comparing 2 videos, for example. So I'm going to show you a couple of ways, a couple of examples. I'm going to use a DSE 901, and this is my Tornado as well. The reason I'm going to use both of these is just so you can see the difference, because you might not all have both models, you might only have one or the other. I've got to say, with the 901, I was never a big fan of a 901 before, but I really do like the cartridges in them, because I especially find with the 510 cartridges, it's I don't know if you're going to be able to see it on there, but the bit where you put your wadding in is quite narrow, and I found the wadding that you put in these cartridges is actually a lot thicker than the 901 cartridges. And the 901 cartridges, they've got a bigger canal in there, and the wadding's a bit lighter. So I find that with the 510 cartridges, you fill it up, but then like the first little bit down here, it smokes quite nicely. But then after a while, that bit goes dry, and you've got a lot of liquid that's trapped in the wadding up here. And I find it's a waste of fluid, and it's really disappointing when you take out the wadding in your 510 cartridges and see how much fluid is actually still up there, and really how much you're wasting. So what I tend to do with this one, I direct drip it. The only electronic cigarette that I've got that I actually use a cartridge in is the 901, and I find that it filters down quite nicely, and it lasts quite a long time as well, really. But another thing as well that people tend to say to me about a 901, it doesn't really kick out much vapor, or it's not really got that much of a throat hit on it. And I think mainly that could be down to perhaps people not being used to the 5-second cutoff and how to really manipulate it. Because what I would tend to do with this is take a long drag, but then just stop, just until the LED at the end just kind of starts fading away, and then start vaping again. So you're taking a much longer drag. You can get about 7 or 8 seconds out of it if you try, and that just helps you to get a bit more vapor. And this also tastes a lot better than the 510 as well. So what I'm going to do, I've filled up a cartridge in here with the fluid with the MTS Vape Wizard in it. I haven't got it down to the atomizer yet, so I'll just take a couple of small pulls, and then I'll show you the vapor that this will kick out. As I say, I do use vegetable glycerin anyway, so it tends to work out with thicker vapor. But with the MTS Vape Wizard in it, then it really, really does help. So I'll just show you this one. Oh, that was just a 5-second drag there, you see with it flashing. And as you can see, get quite a lot of vapor out of that, especially for a 901. I don't care who you are. If you've got a 901, then this will probably be right up your street. I'm also going to show you with the 510 as well. Another thing I find with the 510, I mean, don't get me wrong, this is a vapor monster, and you really get a good throat hit off it as well, which is really quite nice. But with this, I often find with this, you just tend to get a bit of a kind of metallic undertone taste behind it. I mean, the menthol flavouring does really kind of mask it a bit, but after about 5 or 6 drugs, you forget it's there, and all you can taste is the flavouring. But if you're switching between them, like I do, and depending on my mood or what time of the day is, then as soon as you just go back onto this, you can really taste it. But as I say, it does kick off a lot of vapour, so I'll just show you this. I'm only going to add a couple of drops, because as I say, I direct drip this. Oops, I think I might have just flooded the atomizer there, but we'll see what happens. Unfortunately, with vegetable glycerin, it doesn't like to come out in drops sometimes. It comes out in like a long string, and then you don't realise how much you're putting in. So I'll just show you this one. Lovely amount of vapour. Didn't take so much of a long drag on that one, that last one there. Definitely a bigger throat hit off it, but I think you'll agree. I mean, the amount of vapour that this thing really kicks off, regardless of the electronic cigarette you're using, it's really worth buying. And for the sake of £4, then all you need to do is really just have it in your box, in your box of tricks. Just have it there, whatever flavour you're using. And I will also recommend, even if you don't mix your own fluids, then just get a bottle of it anyway. Especially if you're using a PG mix, or if you've got a flavour that just needs a bit more. It's not kicking off as much vapour as your other flavours. Then I'd certainly recommend getting a bottle in and say it only takes a couple of drops. Just give it a try. So I'm sure it doesn't matter whether you mix your own or if you buy pre-mixed in anyway. As I say, it was about £4. Probably not even that, if I'm honest. It's about the same price as a little 5ml bottle of flavouring from Liberty Flights anyway. So I'll certainly have a look at that. Give it a try. I'd definitely give it a 10 out of 10. It's probably the best little best little bottle of fluid that I've got in my entire mixing collection. So give it a try. That's all I've got for you for now. As I say, it was mainly just to tell you about this because I'm sure somebody out there is going to be looking at that product and not too sure what to think of it. So I definitely give it a 10 out of 10. I'd recommend it to anybody. Obviously, it's my first video, so if you've got any comments or questions for me, then just pop some comments below or email me, and I'll get back to you. And I'll probably think about putting some more stuff up in the future. So thank you for watching, and take care.